Hello, this is Jason Brenizer. I am the host of the Phenomenal Future podcast. This is the live stream for the Phenomenal Future project. I'm on day 18 of live streaming in a row. I have a big plan to do this 365 days without missing a day. I hope I can make that. And you know what? That's a wrong way to say it. I always talk about mindset with my friends and my colleagues and the people on the streaming platforms about your words making your reality. So let's not talk about hope. Let's talk about I'm committed to doing this 365 days in a row so that I can get good at it, so that I can give you a whole bunch of content. You know, things are changing so fast in the blockchain space, NFTs, smart contracts. It is hard to keep up with, and I'm doing my best to dive deep into all this information and share the best of it with you. And this way, you don't have to go out there and figure it all out on your own by reading white papers and all that kind of stuff and reading articles that just don't matter. So over 365 days, I plan on honing in on the things that are the most important. So bear with me at the beginning here as I work my way through just really trying to understand this new ecosystem so that I can help artists, because I am an artist and I also am a technologist. I figured marry those two things and be able to glean some great information for you guys to be able to make this very useful for your career as artists and really reaching your fans and collectors and all the people that love what it is that you do. So today I am wanting to look at another NFT marketplace. There are a number of them out there. Most people have heard of OpenSea.io, but there are plenty of others, and it also depends on which blockchain we're talking about. So today we're going to talk a bit about Rarible, and then I'm also going to show you one project that happens to be visible through Rarible that is pretty amazing on what it's doing, and it's related to the biggest NFT series that's ever been launched. They are taking what they've done and just aren't resting on their laurels. They are charging into the future and doing some amazing things. So we will start looking at that. We probably won't get through all the detail on that. I'll give you a little taste, and then we'll follow up with another live stream on that on another day. But preamble's over. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. So I'm switching over on my screens here so that you can see where we are. Rarible.com is an NFT marketplace. Oh, they talk about community. Most of them do. We do have a lot of these buzz phrases and things like that. So we're going to dig into this and see if they really do mean what they say when they're trying to tout what they're up to, community-centric. Just one thing to note here right at the top. When you come in here, you can search by the collection, if you happen to know the collection name, the specific NFT, or the user. So you can actually, I think by user, they're not talking about someone who's on drugs. They are talking about a person who has purchased NFTs, at least one, but probably multiples, and you can look it up by individuals. I'm going to type something here. I happen to be Jason Brenizer, and this is an NFT I have. It happens to also be an ENS, which is an Ethereum name server address that's tied to one of my wallets. So I'm just curious if some of my own stuff shows up here. Nope. And it's looking across all blockchains that Rarible connects to, Ethereum, Polygon, Flow, Solana, and Tezos. Now, that's something to note. A lot of these NFT marketplaces are only on one chain, but Rarible is looking and allowing you to trade on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a whole bunch of the biggies. That means they're developing a lot faster than some of the others, which is always worthy of noting. You want to stay on, you want to kind of put your energy in the places that are also, not just sitting back and relaxing on the beach. No, they're out there really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with NFTs. So I'm going to click on users here. Yeah, no users found. We couldn't find any users matching that query. Now, users might also mean the people who created the NFTs. So I happen to know that Yuga Labs has created a number of NFT types, and there you go. That is probably what they mean by users. So see what I'm saying? We're figuring this out together as I go along. I'm going to click on them, and this is kind of interesting. There are people following it. This is their address, their wallet address. You could message them. But interesting. On sale. Nothing found. Activity. Yuga Labs started following such and such a... So this really does actually look like an aspect of community. They're trying to create some sort of social interaction between different users that happen to be on Rarible. So, I don't know. That's actually rare. I haven't seen that on any of the other NFT marketplaces, and that's pretty cool. I bet you a lot of this is in beta, right? They probably own some NFTs, but it's not actually showing anything, which is too bad. Let's go back to Rarible main page. They have a couple of projects here that have spotlights, basically new and upcoming kinds of things. This is interesting. Nike is putting out NFTs for virtual shoes. So it's not enough to own Nike shoes and be able to parade those around, but collectors are now even buying digital shoes, which is so interesting. Nina's Super Cool World, Time Raiders. So yeah, this is interesting. Fractura. This looks pretty cool. I have a feeling these are computer generated. I believe that he's probably a programmer. Yep, generative series exploring the monolithic and the minute. So pretty cool. This is a good example of someone programming an art generative application, putting in certain parameters and seeing, what it's going to spit out over time. And I like these. I think these are really beautiful. I could have a couple of these on my wall or in my my virtual reality home to showcase my awesome digital art. So yeah. Let's see here. Oh, this is nice. Very open on telling you how much the creator is actually getting. So this here, creator royalties at 7%. I believe that's a resale royalty. So let's say the original sale sold for 1 ETH, and then it got sold again onto a second collector. So Matthias would have gotten the 1 ETH at the beginning when it was originally created and sold for the first time. But then let's say it sold for this 2.3 ETH, which is its current listing price, and he would get 7% of that 2.3 ETH. So nice to see that they're being transparent when it comes to that. And you'll also see that people are bidding in Rari tokens, which happen to be the native tokens to the Rarible ecosystem. So Rarible is not just an NFT marketplace. That's one application that they've created, but there's actually the Rarible protocol that people and developers and groups are all utilizing a lot of the functionality that they're creating that makes the Rarible marketplace work. They're actually allowing others to utilize that to go build their own projects, which is pretty cool. We might look a little bit at that here in the future. Yeah, but this is interesting, right? You could buy it right now. He's the current owner. It has it listed for 2.3 ETH, or you could go in here and click place a bid. Now I would have to connect a wallet. which I'm not going to do because I'm not going to buy this art right now. But if I clicked on this, it's going to bring up my wallet, and I'm not going to type a password that you guys can see. Maybe another day after I've tested out the functionality and make sure that for some reason that couldn't be readable. That's live stream, like I said. If I was doing this video and then posting it later, I might take a chance here. And okay, let's see if anybody's put any bids on this. Just to kind of show you the history on the bid list here, and then also the sale history. How many times this has changed hands. So minted, the original sale, and then purchase. So you can see it went up a little bit, and then between the 17th and 17 hours ago, it's listed. That's really interesting that the person purchased it for 2.85 and has buyer's remorse and wants to sell it at 2.3 just 17 hours later. That is funny to see. Well, maybe not so funny for the guy that owns it, obviously, or gal. Obviously, they have a need to get some of that cash back. All right, we're going back to Rarible right up front. This is pretty cool. You got your top collections for each of the blockchains that they service. So Ethereum, you can see here the top collection is Other Deed at a valuation of 4.3 million. Or maybe that's the amount that's traded in the last 7 days. Let's see if I click on 30 days. Yeah, that's the amount traded, 23 million. So you can see things are moving around a lot on the Ethereum NFT ecosystem. People have been saying that NFTs are dead, even though they've really only been like hot for a year. This is obviously not true. Now, here's one, Art Blocks. They have held their worth, and trading has gone up immensely in the last 30 days. It might be that they put out a new series. So that probably would be the reason why. Now, this is interesting to note that the Other Deed Project, the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the Mutant Ape Yacht Club, all three of those are created by the same group, Yuga Labs. And the original Bored Ape Yacht Club is still trading a lot, and just not as much in the previous 30 days. So you can get a handle on how things are trending over time by looking at these 1, 7, and 30-day marks. Maybe down the line, they will also be able to have you look at that on a monthly, yearly basis like they do for most cryptocurrencies. One thing, too, we can look at here, that was Ethereum, but let's go to the Flow blockchain and see, of the leaderboard, how much has been trading? Well, the top one on Flow in the last 30 days has only traded $16,000 worth of NFTs. So you can see that's a lot less traction happening on the Flow network. Let's go to Solana. 4.9 million, 2.5 million, 2 million, 524,000, top 10, 266. So you can see that the Solana blockchain, it's a layer 1 blockchain, so it's a competitor, we'll say, of Ethereum. They must have been doing a pretty good job at attracting both collectors and creators when it comes to NFTs. I think they've put a lot of energy into really supporting what it is that they're up to. So that's interesting to note. So if you're an artist and you're trying to figure out, well, what blockchain do I initially want to publish my art on? I would look at a few things. Number one, what type of art do you do? If it's music, there may be a blockchain and a marketplace that caters specifically to musicians. So that's one thing I'd look at. And the other thing I'd look at here is how much trading volume is actually happening. How many people are on that network and interested in what you have to offer? So always do a little bit of research before making these decisions. But Solana looks like it's coming on strong. It's not been around long as blockchains go. and yet they're doing quite a fine job. Now, this is interesting too. They have some really big projects. I mean, as far as the kind of traction that they're getting, if in the last 30 days it's gone up 775,000%, they must have just launched, is my guess. Let's look at 7 days here. 1.2 million, 30 days is 4.9 million. So yeah, trading has gone down very quickly. So chances are this was a brand new mint or drop, and people got super excited at the beginning. I don't even know if there's a floor price, but you can click on the top here. You can click on one of these in the leaderboard and get a handle on what that NFT series looks like. They have 3.3 K or 3,300 items, and looks like most owners bought about 2 of those. And they're very anime, and also very much PFP style. Just kind of a head and profile with a whole bunch of different attributes like hair and makeup and weapons, and you got it. Yeah. I would call this an also ran. But people seem to think that it's interesting and they are buying. So there you go. There is a market for art on the blockchain. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Last, let's go ahead and look at Polygon here. In the last 30 days, the biggest project on Polygon is the Sandbox. That's actually selling land in a virtual world, virtual reality. People are buying and selling virtual land. If we just go ahead and click on that and look, looks like we couldn't access metadata for this NFT. Well, it's because there's not really much information on it. The land has longitude and latitude or coordinates or something associated with it. And that's about it. Now, the Sandbox, they say, is a community-driven platform. there's that buzz phrase that everyone wants to use, where creators can monetize voxel assets and gaming experiences on the blockchain. The Sandbox metaverse comprises a map made up of 166,000 and some lands. Landowners can host contests and events, stake sand to earn and customize assets. Sand is the Sandbox native token. And they can monetize assets and experiences, vote on metaverse governance, play games that you or others create, and more. So people are basically just buying land in this place where not much is going on yet. Now, if you wanted to go check that out, go to sandbox.game and you can get some more information. Maybe there's a lot more going on. The last time I looked at this was a couple months ago, so it's quite possible there's been a fair amount of development. Like I said, if you're interested in virtual worlds, the Sandbox is worth checking into for you. I'm backing up again. Now, all these others, I've not been really following the NFT ecosystem on Polygon, but you can see they certainly higher than Flow, lower than Solana, definitely, the amount that's been traded in the last 30 days. And then if you go back up here, remember they said Tezos was actually also another chain that they were supporting. And I suppose we could go through and see what kind of art is showing up on Tezos. All right, now you can see most of the marketplaces that I've shown you, except for the bookcoin.com marketplace, which is for authors, and sound.xyz and royal.io. Those two are for music. Their interfaces are a bit different, but most of the NFT marketplaces that you see are very much catered to to just imagery. Now this one's an interesting one to see. I believe it is animated a little bit here. It's only a 6-second clip. So it's kind of a rotoscope animation. So yeah, there are a lot of different opportunities here for artists. And you can see this one's been traded a number of times. Yep. Backing up. See what else we can find out about Rarible. They show individual trending NFTs. Now this is pretty cool. This built with Rarible API is coming out soon. Right now there's no access. You can click get early access if you're an artist and get on their kind of wait list and see if you can actually start using this functionality. But I'd like to kind of show you here what people are doing. Now, Sartoshi is an artist that's actually done really well on creating a number of series. And if we click over here, MFERS.cool is his own or her own marketplace, generated entirely from hand drawings by Sartoshi. This project is in the public domain. Feel free to use MFERS any way you want. It's basically a open license. And it looks like there are 3 series, End of Sartoshi, Crazies, and MFERS, the original MFERS. And so you can get a handle here on what they are, how much they're selling for. Now remember, we're around $1,600 per ETH, so this is, oh geez, 32, something like that, if I can add properly. Yeah, pretty interesting art. Image to be revealed, I guess, if it hasn't been minted yet. What are MFERS? All of us are MFERS sitting behind a screen. But this is an NFT collection of 10K MFERS hand-drawn by Sartoshi. So pretty simple. Basically, what Rarible is doing is giving artists the ability to create their own NFT marketplace websites. So here, I could connect my wallet, whichever wallet that I have. They support 5 different wallets. And if I do that, I can go in here and, sorry, 3.6 ETH. I can go in here and, look stuff up, all the different types of traits that Sartoshi has created for MFERS. He looks like he or she set 5% royalties on resales. You can view the details on Etherscan. You can open the original on the Interplanetary File System or the IFPS. It tells you the standard for the NFT that was used to create this. And yeah, you could buy it now or place a bid. So that's pretty cool. Artists will be able to have their own branded NFT marketplaces for the stuff that they're creating. Pretty cool. You can look up different categories of art, whether it's playing in the metaverse, it's domains. Like I told you, my jbrenizer.eth is a domain for me, rather than giving someone a giant long hash key for my private, not my private key, but my public key. I can just tell them, oh, you can send money to jbrenizer.eth, and miracles happen in the background, and I would actually get those funds. Oops, I didn't mean to click on that. Don't even know what I clicked on. Anyway, we're just perusing NFTs because couldn't you do this on your own rather than watching a video with me? Really, I am trying. I promise, I am trying to have us learn more about Rarible. Now here, if you wanted to learn more about the Rari token and their API, how it works, I think if we clicked here on the API, you would get a handle of the Rarible protocol at rarible.org. It's an open source, cross-chain, community-governed NFT protocol. So they give you a little bit of a deal here. So Rarible, an NFT marketplace, or Shopify, or Ledger, or any other thing out there where people are interacting with stuff. It basically sends the information through the Rarible protocol, and then that happens to go off to the different chains and things that where the transactions occur. Now, it seems pretty simple. So we saw that customizable NFT storefronts. That's what we were seeing with the Sartoshi and the MFERS, NFT minting applications. So this and NFT discovery and management apps, I would say these two are basically short-circuiting your development to creating smart contracts for the NFTs. So all of the attributes that you would be setting for, the royalties that you would be getting, how many there are in a given series, all those kinds of things. They're building tools to help people who are not totally technically minded or semi-technically minded to be able to do this kind of stuff, and build their own websites and build their own blockchain apps and all of that. Yep. So I don't know. For us artists, this stuff's not always so necessary, except for, like I said, if you don't want to be trying to learn all this technology yourself, it's nice to be able to kind of aligning yourself with some platforms and with some groups that would be doing some of the heavy lifting for you, so that you can focus on actually creating the art that you want to create, right? You don't want to have to go and learn and be a programmer in a brand new language just to be able to do this, unless that floats your boat, like some of the generative artists that we've looked at on this and on previous live streams. Yeah. And there are a number of groups that are currently using the protocol. Obviously, Rarible, the NFT marketplace that we looked at, is using it. But there are a few others on here, so that's good to see. Lots of people have embraced it. And yeah, we could start building today if we really felt that this was a good thing that we wanted to do. So that's it for today. I just wanted, I want to be able to start introducing this stuff to you, walk you through a little bit of it, show you my thought process on how I am looking at any of these projects and deciding whether they have legs or not, or whether they have certain functionality that will work for me as an artist or work for other artists that I happen to, collaborate with, or that I eventually are having them go through my NFT creation courses and all of that kind of stuff, which will be forthcoming. I want you guys to understand my thought process, not just tell you, oh, Rarible is the thing, because 5 months from now, Rarible might not be the best thing for you, and you want to be able to have the tools in your toolbox to be able to analyze some of these things as times change, so that you're always getting the biggest bang for your buck, and really staying on that cutting edge, because that's what this is all about, right? We want to ride the wave, and we want to win the competition. So what does that mean? That means that board has to be on top of that wave for as long as possible, and we got to do all kinds of tricks to be able to win that surfing competition. So that's what we're here for, teaching you the skills so that you can catch and ride any of the variety of waves that come at you during this competition. Okay, fine, that was a weird analogy, but whatever. You guys get what I mean? Yes. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss anything. It also helps us in the ranking so that we rise a little bit more in YouTube, and people can discover us when they start searching for things like, I'm an artist and I want to know about NFTs, or whatever it is that they put in the Google search field, the YouTube search field, etc. And what else can I say? Yeah, we actually have an email list that you can sign up on. I'm going to be putting that information after the fact in the wherever this is streaming. I'll go ahead and update the text on there, so you could click on that link, get on our list, and I will be sending out kind of aggregate emails to kind of tell you all the content that I've created for a given week. We'll be sending those out just once a week. And then, of course, we'll be giving you updates, and it will give you the opportunity to be in the first beta group to test our signature course that's coming out for NFT creation for artists. And that will be a limited number of people that will be able to jump on board with us at the beginning. And you will be working closely with me, and we'll be figuring out and moving and shaking as we go through that course to make sure you get your questions answered, that I just don't turn on the fire hose and send all that information at you, but that it would be interactive and you'd be able to get feedback and get the real answers to the questions that are important to you. So yeah, get on that beta list, and there's going to be a link below. Thanks everybody. I'm having a great time doing these live streams. Eventually I will get fantastic at this. Right now I'm mediocre, but hey, we all have to work hard at getting good at our craft. And this is something I'm really excited to get good at. So until next time, thank you for watching the Phenomenal Future Project live stream number 18. I'm Jason Brenizer, PFP, and peace out.